Hi there, welcome to the video. So today I wanted to present to you as well spread awareness of another missing person case, the missing individual known as Alex Easterling. You may have heard that name here and there before, whether it had been mentioned in the Dylan Rounds case, maybe by certain people in the community, or if I did the odd video here and there. Alex Easterling, a missing individual from Mississippi. Now, Mississippi might ring a few bells to some people in terms of the odd character in the background that may have got involved at a point in time. It'll make more sense later on in this video, but it was brought to my attention in recent time when there were some conversations going on about stuff in the Dylan Rounds case, and one person pointed it out saying, oh yeah, the Alex Easterling case, I saw yours top of the search results or something. And I checked myself because I couldn't remember doing a video on Alex Easterling, but what ended up happening was it was a general one to do with Dylan Rounds, Alex Easterling, missing people, in which Jim Terry got involved with as a private investigator, that Rolling Stones article, and read for it at the time, right? So upon realizing that video being out there and quite searchable, to find the reach not too bad, I thought, well, there's no harm in actually doing a dedicated video in the name of Alex Easterling to just present to you the facts, even if it's pretty basic, just present it to you so you know what happened and where one was last seen at. So like key times, dates, timestamps, location, etc. Now, one important point I do want to raise immediately, if you do want further depth on the case, the coverage, and newer material, and possibly CCTV footage here and there, if you wish to, feel free to check out Kay Lee's channel. I believe their username is True Crime Deep Dive. If you can't find it, I'll provide a link down below in the pinned comments section. Now, some of you may know who Kay Lee is, an individual that was involved in the Dylan Rounds case and community not that long ago, and as well the Aidan Clune case. Kay Lee, alongside Salty Pancakes when they were together, and others trying to work things out and make sense of what's happened here and there. But ever since, Kay Lee has now shifted herself individually to focusing on Alex Easterling and has been pretty active in recent time. So if you do want to check her channel out, or you're just really focused on Alex Easterling in general in terms of the latest information and analysis, there'll be a link down below in the pinned comment section. The purpose of this video is to present to you a different missing person case. It might gain your interest. You may want to research it further, and things can happen in the right direction. And as well, just simply by making a video, it can keep the case alive. It can also just spread a bit more awareness. The fact that it has been ongoing for quite some time, almost 2 years or so, just goes to show it's kind of like a Dylan Rounds situation in terms of the length of time and the lack of resolve, arguably speaking. But with more coverage, with some form of consistency, keeping the case alive and doing what one can, it can help in terms of some form of progression to getting a form of closure in the right way. Okay, so in terms of what's going to be presented today, we don't need to look back at comments because there's not really much related there as for this, because this is the first time I'm doing a video on this particular case. Okay, so I'm not going to be wandering off all kinds of avenues or ideas at this moment in time, because as you know, I've been covering Dylan Rounds, Kenny Veach, and Christine Passé Parker here and there. I don't want to cover too many full on all at once because it can have detrimental effects to the accuracy and coverage. But on this occasion, it's worth doing because there is information provided, so it can provide a clearer understanding and direction as to what's happened. So I can share with you the missing person flyer or poster, one of the latest ones, which I believe was posted November 16th, 2023. So kind of recent, and it's to hunting season. I guess it still applies now. I just wanted to try and find the latest poster just to make sure the information still stands as it does till this day. Read it out to you. I don't know if you'll find any links or comparisons to other cases. You can if you wish to. For those that are currently here in this live premiere, I don't know how many people will show up, but welcome to all those that are watching or on catch up later. Be sure to share your thoughts, opinions, reactions in the live chat box, and feel free to leave some comments down below if you wish to. So I can present to you the poster, some additional captions, and maybe we could also look back at the article, the Rolling Stone one, in relation specifically to the bit about Alex Easterling, okay? As for the mother, I think she's called Ashley Martin Easterling. It'll come up on screen in a second when we go through the slides, so that'll be all under control. So I think that's about it. Without further ado, let's just get straight into it and look at this poster and see the details behind Alex Easterling's disappearance in Mississippi. So as you can see on screen, we've got the poster here. It might seem familiar to some people in terms of the colour tone and some of the aspects used, like attention hunters. It kind of reminds me of the Dylan Rounds case at the time of when hunting season came about and the family did flyers or new updated posters for the hunters that may be out in a certain area who may just happen to come across Dylan in some way or another. I guess it applies to Alex Easterling as well, more so recent times, it's more relevant. Hopefully you can see the text. If not, I guess we can zoom in just a little bit. So attention hunters, it says, please be on the lookout. Watch for anything suspicious that could help locate or solve the criminal disappearance of Alex Easterling. So yeah, a missing person case, but involved with a criminal aspect from Pickens, Mississippi. Okay. It says, Alex was dropped off by his mom at a friend's house in Pickens, Mississippi at 8:15 p.m. on April 20th, 2022. Within just a few hours, his phone pinged for the last time across the street from this same house. There was an initial search, but since that time, searching rights have been revoked by the homeowner. Holmes County Sheriff March states, says, we've done all we can to try locate him. The family desperately needs information to help them find Alex. Please take a photo of this flyer so you have it handy if needed. So it's just spreading a bit of awareness. So got Alex, dropped off, friend's house, Pickens, Mississippi, the location, 8:15 p.m, the time of when it happened, April 20th, 2022. And then after that point, to the ping, the final ping, okay, and there's like a phone number there. So just brief, but as said, if you want to see a more in-depth analysis, feel free to check out Kaylee's video. Is there anything down at the bottom? Missing American Network. So yes, same with Dylan Rounds, Missing American Network, I see. So yeah, there's a little flyer there, the latest one regarding Alex. We got some additional information as well regarding that post of the flyer because it was done same time, 16th of November. As said, Ashley Easterling Martin, the mother of Alex Easterling. So Ashley says here, as opening day is quickly approaching, lots of Mississippi hunters will be in the woods. Please keep your eyes open for anything suspicious. Your discovery could help bring peace and closure to a broken-hearted family. This is my son, Alex Easterling. He was last seen wearing a black t-shirt with white writing, jeans, and tan lace-up military-style boots. He went missing from Stockyard Road in Pickens, Mississippi, close to the 144 exit on L55. I think that says L or capital I. So it's good that some additional information has been provided in terms of the clothing one was wearing. So, you know, it can still apply till this day if Alex is still wearing the same clothes. If there's anyone within the area or slightly further afar, be on the lookout for a person with a black t-shirt, white writing, jeans, and tan lace-up military-style boots. Now, as for the location of where one went missing, Stockyard Road in Pickens, Mississippi. Now, as for a map analysis or, you know, getting down close onto the road, I know, well, I think Kaylee already did that on her channel, so you can see it from that perspective. If I ever get time in the future, right, besides all the other cases, maybe I could do map analysis myself, but, you know, one would need to learn about the depth and the additional factors first before going into the maps, because as you know, when I do the maps, I tend to come up with the theories and ideas, but there's a process to everything, okay? One thing follows then the other. So yeah, that's just some additional information there regarding Alex and his clothing. So the next piece I just wanted to present to you, more retrospectively speaking, looking back at, you know, how things played out and who got involved to begin with when trying to find missing loved ones, okay? Some of you may be already familiar with this site because we did a general look at it in the past. I'm only going to read out part of it in relation and more so specifically speaking the Alex Easterling case, okay? So, you know, there's some information here which may be slightly outdated. Just want to put that out there just in case. But if there's any people that want to make corrections or add on extra information, you're welcome to do so in the comments section. But, you know, it's just all about documenting the past, picking up on that, how things played out, and just see if there's any additional info so it might help you learn better, okay? Besides the key details of what we've seen from the poster and all that, which has been done quite well and fairly organised and clear to read and see, we'll just see for the additional stuff, okay? So, the way it's titled here, they hired a PI to find missing loved ones. He turned them into YouTube content. Now, this doesn't just include the Alex Easterling case, it applies to another case and the Dylan Rounds one. As I said, we're just focusing on Alex Easterling today. So originally it's posted May 2nd, 2023 by Jessica Lucas, okay? So it says, Jim Terry has become a true crime star by vlogging about his missing person cases. Some families who hired him claim his involvement and his post only made their nightmares worse. Ashley Easterling's son had been missing for 40 days when she says she got a call from a stranger offering to help find him. So as I said, back then, 40 days, Alex been missing. But obviously, that's translated now into, what, nearly 2 years, I guess. So let's just move on. It says, the mother dropped off her 30-year-old son, Robert Alex Easterling, at an acquaintance's house in Pickens, Mississippi. I said we saw the road, the name of it, just before. Make sure to rewind back if you need to. On April 20th, 2022, and he had not been seen or heard from since. The family had conducted 3 large-scale ground searches, used drones, dog teams, and done everything to try to locate Alex, but they felt their local sheriff's department hadn't made any progress and that the search efforts were starting to stagnate. The Easterlings were frustrated, defeated, and didn't know where to turn to next. Holmes County Sheriff's Office declined to comment on Easterling's disappearance. So, you know, I don't want to make too many comparisons because it might cause, I don't know, some people may disagree with it, but I'm starting to pick up on some like Dylan Rounds links of maybe how the case played out or how it was treated and handled by certain authority. Just let me know if you pick up on any observations as well. But it's good how it's summarised here, it just provides a bit more explanation. Then it says, then came a call from Jim Terry, who Ashley Easterling says told her he was a private investigator who works missing person cases. Jim Terry came across as gruff and crass on the phone that day. Still, he said he could help, so he seemed like the answer to their prayers. In quotes, he was just this pushy jerk. And at that point, that's what I needed, says Easterling. Alex's 46-year-old mother, who works in the senior care industry in her home state of Mississippi. I would have literally signed the deed to my house if I thought it was going to bring my son home. Okay. I think Jim Terry's from Mississippi as well. That's what the reference was in the past. What's this? Easterling says Jim Terry listed other missing person cases he'd worked on, footage of his appearances on true crime YouTube channels and news articles to prove his expertise. Easterling had never heard of him, but he seemed to be a legitimate private investigator, and Easterling says Terry assured her that finding her son would be his sole focus, saying he only took on one case at a time. On May 31st, 2022, she sent him $3,000 up front for his services by bank transfer, and they agreed a further $1,500 would follow when she could find the cash. There we go. And there's a photo, I believe, of Alex on the left and the mother on the right, as you see there. Yes, there we go, got a caption. It says, at first, Jim Terry seemed eager to bring Alex home. The pair spoke several times a day, and although Terry consistently pronounced the family's name wrong when discussing Alex Easterling, felt hopeful. But as time went on, Easterling says it became apparent that Jim Terry hadn't unearthed anything new. He seemed to be rehashing information the family had already uncovered before his arrival. According to Easterling, by June 13th, less than 2 weeks after he'd been hired, Terry had completely cut off all contact with them. Move on. That was around the time when Easterling found out Terry had been working with multiple families. At once. In quotes, I was crushed, Easterling says, because we wasted 3 weeks of time in finding my son. It was several months before Easterling found out she wasn't the only one who'd had a negative experience with Jim Terry after she was connected with some of his other former clients through Facebook. Both Easterling and the other families who trusted Terry with finding their missing relatives believe he charged for services he never intended to complete. And when they pushed back, they say he harassed them online. In quotes, there are some cardinal rules you don't break. Don't steal from old people, but taking advantage of a grieving mother when her child is missing, Easterling says that's a new low. Anything else down here? Terry, who spent more than 2 hours in a phone interview swerving most of the questions put to him by Rolling Stones, fervently denies all allegations of unprofessionalism and deceit. He cut off contact with the Easterling family because they never paid him in full for his services, he says, adding that he had permission from his other clients to work multiple cases at the same time, although he has claimed publicly he only takes on one case at a time. The one mistake these people made was lying about me and trying to pick a fight. Jim Terry, at the time, 46 years of age, tells Rolling Stone, never throw rocks at a guy holding a machine gun. He claims the online harassment is simply self-defense, as his former clients spread lies about his business practices and that he's just fighting fire with fire. When you have to defend yourself against a grieving mother, he adds later, you're going to sound like a bad person. So, the original quote by Jim Terry, never throw rocks at a guy holding a machine gun. Well, I get the idea. You throw rocks at someone holding a gun, you're probably not going to stand a chance and they'll just shoot you down. But really, if you're in a situation where you've got limited resources and you're just working with what you've got, if you throw a rock, a stone at a person with a gun, you could use it as a distraction. If you throw the rock or stone hard enough, you could knock the person out or stun them. So then you could run up to them or flank them from behind and disarm them, or you could possibly even throw the rock hard enough at the person's hand so they accidentally pull the trigger, depending if they hold on to it or not, so they release all the ammunition, their magazine or clip, however you want to refer to, is emptied, and then the person is out of bullets, and then you can just get up to them, disarm them. So when people do come out with these like little quotes, it becomes invalid when you think about it. Just look at the David and Goliath explanation. How David was able to take out Goliath with just a few little stones and pebbles, right? Is there anything else to add on here? For families who are in the midst of the crisis of a missing relative, vetting the background of PIs is not always a priority, which can in turn make them vulnerable. There have been reports, fake private investigators conning families out of cash, using information shared on platforms like Facebook to request ransom money from unwitting worried families, etc. Now, I think the rest of this start going on into like other stuff and explanations, right? Because it talks about YouTube channel, Jim Terry's YouTube channel. Obviously, he doesn't have one now. Well, his actual one, because he got terminated with time. And then the rest just goes on about other people, other situations, the Candice Cooley one, Candice Howard, etc. We'll just read this last bit. It says, on top of this, both Easterling and Howard allege that Terry's behaviour alienated people working to solve their son's disappearances. He completely cut me off from my local news media, says Easterling, who shared a recorded phone call with Rolling Stone in which Terry recounted telling one journalist to F off and called her a F-ing C word. He destroyed that for me. Right. Anything else? Terry admits he used that language with the journalist, but says it was justified because he felt she was being manipulative and had not paid sufficient attention to him on the phone. journalist was never truly planning to write an article about Alex's disappearance. He says, adding that she was ordering a latte while they discussed the case on the phone. I go, whoa, 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 whoa. I thought you were recording me. I thought this was actually being recorded for the show for your channel, says Terry. You're doing a story and interviewing a private investigator with a time-sensitive subject because press is important and you're ordering effing Starbucks. And then I think that moves on to the Dylan Rounds case. Yeah. So I think we'll leave it there for now. So as said, just wanted to spread awareness of another missing person case out there, one which has dragged on for quite some time, equally just like the Dylan Rounds one. And once again, there are other channels which have done a good job at covering and documenting the case. I just wanted to do this video in between just to give it a bit of a boost of awareness. Maybe it will help people, audience members on this channel, discover a new missing person case to research, to listen into, and then it might lead to new thoughts and ideas being generated, right? I mean, not that everyone will agree with it, but with time, when I have gone from one case to another over a course of time, and whether it be bringing in a new audience or, you know, pre-existing people following over to learn about a new case, which has then led to them spreading out and researching further on other channels, and then new ideas and some form of progression being made. It can happen. It has happened. It might just happen again. Okay. So we'll leave it there for now. Hopefully the information provided today was enough for you to maybe start researching or just get a brief idea of what's happened to Alex Easterling. I said criminal element to it as well. I believe Kaylee goes into that much deeper, of course. So links down below if you wish to check that out. And yeah, thanks for watching. Next video could be Kenny Veach, could be Dylan Rounds, just see what order it's done in. I don't know if I upload 2 videos in the same day because I know YouTube doesn't quite like that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Goodbye. Good night for now.